I've got a different question to ask you, and this is about the time of year when we have to advise our students about what courses to take in the next semester. And it seems to me we've got the ultimate academic advisor here, because I want you to tell our students what courses should they take besides a good speech and debate class in order to qualify to get called into the waiting room and maybe get hired at your company. What kind of coursework should they take? What sort of skills should they be able to demonstrate to you?
Well, I definitely believe in engineering. Mine was a chemical engineering with a business option. I'm not going to try to say that my chemical experience was why I succeeded, but the main thing that engineering teaches is that most problems can be solved. And that's what I believed in doing, and I think that's one thing that engineering basically teaches a person, that answers can be taken, can be worked out for almost any problem.
So we love philosophy majors here, but maybe if you had been a philosophy major, you would have sat there and just worried about it and thought about it too much.
Yeah,
In the engineering, you said there was a solution. What else should they take? Should they take accounting? You had business courses well?
I think basically, like I said, may not be debate, but I think speaking is very important. I think the ability to get on your feet and articulate what you're trying to articulate is a very important advantage. So I would say speech would be my second suggestion to most young people. It's interesting, John, because you've been here for a good period of time, and when we set up the entrepreneurship program at Benedictine, they had almost no financial information.
Right.
Today, you have, as you said, Mike, you have a pretty complete group. Mm-hmm. And as I understand it now, business is probably the most sought-after subject at Benedictine.
And you can major in finance and take Mike King's course in finance.
That's right. And I think I feel very proud about that. That's just one more thing that I think I had some.
Oh, you had something to do with that, more than something.
I had
Yes,
something
you
to do
did.
with it.
Yes, you did.
Because we did accomplish the entrepreneurship program, which my dad felt very strong about, and I did too.
And we've preserved it for sure.
Yep.
One of the debates that we have in business, and I think this also spills over to political science, and maybe Dr. Sedek and some of his colleagues like to debate this as well, is the old question, are leaders made or are they born?
Well, I would say that I wasn't born a leader. I don't think so. I think I'm a pretty good example of someone that has perfected himself through his life. I'm sure there are people that almost appear to be born with the ability, but I'm a pretty good example of the fact that it doesn't always work that way.
But your optimism, your right choices, and people respect the right choices that you've made,
Yeah.
and so they follow that example. So you may not have awakened 70 years ago aspiring to be a leader. You were a sergeant in the Army, so you were a leader, huh?
Well, yeah, but I was not a very important sergeant. I was a company clerk, I think really I saw opportunity as they developed, John. I think as we needed to develop it, when I knew that we needed a certain leadership skill, I kind of developed it.
And you were not afraid to jump in?
No.
Because even though you say you're a salesman,
Yeah.
many salesmen close the deal and then they move on to the next deal.
Right.
But you were not afraid to jump in and actually lead a project either.
No, I wasn't. And that also affected my growth. But I think I grew as a leader rather than was born as one.
So what's a good summation of your career and your effect, how would you sort of reflect on that? Because again, you're not taking on new projects, but you're certainly reflecting on the impact you've had.
I have enjoyed my life completely. Even the times that were difficult, which we had several, I never lost, like I said, I never lost the hope that we could succeed. And I've enjoyed my life. I've had a very excellent family life. I've raised 3 daughters, and they're all happily married. And I had a wonderful wife for 67 years. She died 5 years ago. And her last 4 or 5 years of her life, she had Alzheimer's, which was kind of too bad. But we had a wonderful marriage and family, and I had a great business, and it's been a successful business. And it's created money so I could help the places that I wanted to help. So it's just been a great life. And the one thing you do when you reach, I think, 90, which I now have, is you really kind of look back on your life. And I think you're either very proud of it, or you probably are afraid that you didn't do some things you should have done. I have never doubted things that we did. Sure, we made mistakes, but I have never doubted my life for a day.